Hello and welcome to another episode of Seeing Live. I'm Colion, and I'm here to cut through the media's misinformation where guns are concerned, and there's a ton of it, trust me. One source we know we can count on is Dr. AWR Hawkins, the Second Amendment reporter for Breitbart. What's going on?
Hey, not a lot, man. Good to be with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As you can see, it's doom and gloom here in Dallas, man. You know, I got the appropriate attire on, all black, you know, my typical wardrobe, more or less.
It's fixing the storm.
Yeah. We were due for some rain here. It's been too nice for the past couple of days here in Dallas, and you know, in Texas, you know, things can't go well so for too long in terms of weather. You know, we got to upset the standard somehow.
Yeah, you get your 2 or 3 day run. That's about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Or you just wait 5 minutes and the weather will change at some point.
Right. Yeah, when I was in Lubbock at Tech, honestly, it was that way. Might be sunny in the morning, at night might be a dust storm. You wake up in the morning to thunderclouds, a tornado warning. So you got all that in 24 hours. It was just a ride. I love it.
Yeah, we're talented down here with respect to that. I'm actually one of the very few people who actually love overcast days. Now, this is a little bit extreme, but I do love overcast days.
Right. And I can't say that I do. I think I get a little depressed.
Really?
I like seeing the sun, but you know, I don't mind a good spring rain though.
Mm-hmm.
I love the smell of spring rain in Dallas. It's a great city.
Fair enough. I would have to agree with you on that. So, speaking of spring, tell us about this lemonade stand that you reported on.
Dude, I'm serious. I'm so embarrassed. If you live in District 52 in Tennessee, that means that Representative Mike Stewart is your rep. I expect you're walking around right now with a bag on your head like Chuck Barris used to do on the Gong Show. I mean, this dude set up a lemonade stand, took time to write out the words on the stand, put his 2 things of lemonade, his cookies, and then he lays out an AK-47 to show how easy it is to sell a gun. And what I love is they videoed this for over 48 minutes. They don't sell a gun, but you're a Democrat. So what else you're going to do? Post the video anyway. So it's 48 minutes of this dude sitting there going, it's so easy to sell a gun. I'm going to sell this gun. It's so easy to sell a gun. But nobody buys the gun. So I guess it's not easy. Either that or they didn't like what he was offering. I don't know. But if I failed that bad, I would never post the video. The Tennessee Democrats, which is at TN Democrats, they put it up immediately on Twitter. They were so proud of him. So that tells you they don't have much to do on the Democrat side in Tennessee.
No, they don't. They unless it involves being inflammatory or creating moronic red herrings to kind of create some type of confusion about what actually happens in the world of firearms and firearm transactions. You know, it's interesting though that they still always hyper focus on the people who actually follow laws. There's nothing that stops me as a criminal who's not supposed to have a gun in the first place from selling a gun to another criminal who's not supposed to have a gun for the first place. They have this weird, they add these mythological powers to the idea of laws as if somehow that's going to automatically stop any issues that we have with respect to coming with new laws to supposedly subvert whatever nefarious activities they think are going on. And at this point, I'm like, are they really just children masquerading as adults?
Right.
Or,
they don't think it through.
They don't.
I was thinking in May 2015 when those police officers were killed, I was thinking while you were talking, I believe it was in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Mm-hmm. The guys that killed them were felons. Well, they already faced a 100% gun ban. So how'd they get their guns? It didn't matter background check or not. They will get their guns. It's like the study I wrote about in 2015 out of the University of Chicago. Their crime lab did a study. I know this isn't going to shock you. It's almost an insult to tell this to people because I'm always scared people I think that they're too dumb to know this. Only liberals are too dumb to know this, but criminals get their guns on the black market. Yeah. They don't walk into Walmart. They don't walk into the pawn store. Yeah. They get it. Even they get some, and I love police officers. I know you do. But they get some guns in Chicago from corrupt cops, but they're not buying them online at gun shows and so on. So this is all just wearing me out. It's not going to keep a single gun out of the hands of one felon.
You know, and what's even more laughable is that like these very cutesy, like ways they go about doing things. Like everything has to be like this grandstanding of some type of cute form of advocacy that oversimplifies the issue at hand and is almost disrespectful to the issue. You're creating lemonade stands, coming up with these little moronic slogans that are supposed to be cute in nature and get people's attention, arouse, but then oversimplify the issue at hand so that you have a bunch of people who think they're informed but don't know that they're not informed on a subject, but then inevitably vote on the misinformation. That's incredibly dangerous.
It is dangerous, but he had a little feel, in my opinion, for how dangerous this was, and I'll tell you why. Especially, again, I'm going to say it, if you're in the 52nd District in Tennessee, this is your boy, Mike Stewart. He's sitting behind that stand, and when the reporter tries to corner him and goes, why does anybody need to own an AK-47? Instead of coming all-out gun ban, he would go, well, I do know there are some people who think they need them, and I don't want to keep. And he was nervous that it was going to get back to his constituents, this anti-gun stunt. I could tell by his language.
Yeah.
So I think that makes your point. There's a silliness about it, but it's not a trivial matter because we're talking about freedom, so it's not a trivial matter. What was funny is this. The only person I saw eat cookies during the whole video was that rep. That rep was sneaking those cookies in between interviews, and I'm going, well, he got no buyer for the gun, but at least he got the cookies. Is that what you want? In Tennessee, is that what you want? Vote the dude out and get somebody. Golly. Oh, he's eating cookies. Is that what you're making him do? He's working a lemonade stand.
Cookies, lemonades, and AKs.
Come on, folks. It's got to get better.
He tried to be cute, and the funny thing is he ended up being the joke. Like, it just come on, man. They're right.
And they posted the video. Don't they have anybody proofing videos at Tennessee Democrats? Didn't you just watch it first and go, uh-oh, he just said there eating cookies. This isn't going to work. I mean, come on, folks. Think it through. I'm embarrassed for you, but I'm happy that you're the opposition because you're easy to defeat. That's all I can say.
You know what? It's very, very true. I never really feel like, with respect to our opposition, that our biggest issues are based on our ability to counter the narrative. Countering the narrative is easy. It's the fact that they have such a big bullhorn. Like, they have a huge stage for them to stand on and pass off nonsense. So it's like we've got to be so consistent in us defeating the narrative is what gets exhausting. And so you're right. I mean, I'm never feel for. I'm like I will have which is probably, and they're aware of this too, which is why they go out of their way never to really have an objective conversation about the issue. Everything has to be played off in this grandstanding, just kind of. I don't really know how to put it. It's like it's always one-sided. It's always some type of antics involved that serve as a bit of a distraction from the actual truth behind what's going on. And then when you actually try to sit down and have that conversation amicably, it turns they either turn and run, or they come up with a reason why they can't have the conversation. And that pretty much should tell you everything you need to know about somebody who claims to be the defender of safety or gun rights or gun safety in the country. If you won't have an objective conversation about the issue, why would I put any stake in anything that you have to offer me in terms of advocacy?
Right. You're exactly right. I agree. And, to me, your larger point about the bullhorn is important, too. I wrote today that every town for gun safety, they're dedicating $25 million to defeat national reciprocity. Now, I don't know about you. I'm sure you remember this. But when Bloomberg first started, his whole goal was to get rid of illegal guns. Illegal guns, because they're bad, right? Well, now they're going after everybody, legal, not legal. And you and I both know concealed carriers aren't just law-abiding. They're the most law-abiding of law-abiding.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend $25 million to be sure that when I leave my state of residence, I can't carry in another state. Come on, folks. But see, that argument, it collapses when I treat it right in an article.
Yeah.
But they have the bullhorn, because they have the billions that Bloomberg just keeps throwing at it.
And what's interesting is I love the way they make it seem like the NRA is just this massive money pit of advocacy where they can buy any and everybody that they possibly want, not realizing what we spend comparatively, at least what the NRA spends comparatively, is peanuts compared to what they have access to in terms of resources. And that's been established over and over and over and over again. But then at the same time, then they'll also try to vilify the money behind our advocacy as if they're not engaging in the same form of advocacy.
Right. As if Gabby Giffords and Mark Kelly aren't living like kings now that they started the gun control group and people are just dumping money in left and right. It's just to your point. It's the real world. I love how this is the gun lobby. Like you and I are part of the gun lobby, but there's no gun control lobby funded by billionaires. I mean, come on, folks. It doesn't work.
It doesn't. Well, we're going to talk more with AWR after this quick break, so don't go away.